Hey guys, welcome to the tutorial. For today's look, I'm going to be showing you how to get this semi-cut crease. It's super easy, and basically I'm just going to show you how to become a pro without really doing anything. So for this look, it's really simple. You're just going to need 3 shadows. For this look, I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm going to be using Lazarus, Latinus, and Liberatus. So on a big fluffy brush, I'm preferring something that's a little bit tapered and pointed at the top so that way you can get really into the crease. I'm going to go above the crease with the lightest brownish gray shadow. And then what you're going to do is really just try to smoke it up as much as you possibly can and out towards your brow. And then with the second darkest brown, you're just going to go in a little below the one that you just put down and really make sure to blend it into the crease, because that's what's going to give that nice gradient effect. I wiped off my brush, and just with nothing on it, I'm going in and really trying to blend out where my shadows are being a little bit stubborn, because you want to have a nice rounded shape towards your eyebrow. And then with a semi-pinched brush, this is something like a 217. It's the Morphe, I believe, 433 brush. It's cinched at the side, so it's super thin. What I'm doing is I'm taking that darkest brown smutty color and basically carving out my crease with it, going as deep in my crease line as I possibly can. And I'm doing this in multiple steps, because if you do it all at once and load a lot on your brush, it's not going to fade nicely and it's not going to blend out nicely. So obviously with that first brush we use, I'm just blending it in so we get a seamless line. And now for the fun part. You can take any synthetic brush that you have, and you can use either concealer, you can use a paint pot, you can use anything that's a flesh colored or light colored cream. I'm using a MAC 266. It's an old one, so it's not exactly in the best shape, but I like using it to cut my crease. And then I'm also using MAC's Painterly Paint Pot. I love this one because it has that pinky undertone that I like for my lids. And basically what I'm doing is I'm slowly using the tip of the brush to carve out my crease, and then I'm just dragging it down to fill it in. Now this is going to take a few times of practice. If you're lucky, you'll get it on the first try, but just really make sure that you take your time with this and get a very straight line. Now, how you cut your crease is up to you. I'm dragging it straight out and not doing kind of a curve, because this actually will make my eyelid appear a little bit smaller, so it'll give me a different eye shape. But however you want to do it, it's up to you. With a makeup wipe, I am just cleaning up the sides at an angle, making sure that everything is nice and crisp. You can use tape at the very beginning. I just don't necessarily like to when I do a cut crease, because for some reason, I just can't see where I'm going with tape in the way. I'm going to line up my eyes with black liquid liner, and I'm going to do it parallel and follow the line to the line we just made. Off camera, I'm going to put on false lashes, and now time for face. I'm using the Marc Jacobs Coconut Perfecting Primer all over, making sure to rub and then pat it in my pore areas. For foundation, I'm using my Matchmaster Foundation by MAC in the shade 1.0. This is such a good color for me. It just matches so neutrally, and I feel like I don't look too yellow or too pink. For concealer, I'm using my Sephora Gel Collection Concealer in number 1, and I'm also going to top it off with the Maybelline Lumi Concealer, I believe it's called, in the lightest shade. Okay, so once you have all your concealer blended in, we're going to set with powder so we prevent from creasing. And it's super funny because I use my beauty blender for everything today, and I told my friend the other day that I'm trying not to use my beauty blender anymore for everything, but that's a lie. Okay, so for the lower lash line, I'm going to just line my line very, very tightly with the darkest shade from the Kat Von D palette that we used, and then on that same fluffy brush, I'm going back in with the second darkest color that we used to smoke it out just a tiny bit, and then I actually went back in with the dark one kind of to reline it. Now I'm using a glitter helper or a glitter glue, whatever you have that helps to stick glitter on top. And you can even use eyelash glue. Just be very, very careful not to get it in your eye, and be very, very careful not to stick your eye together. For the glitter, I'm using MAC's 3D glitter. I really like this one because it's not super fine to where it looks like flakes, but it's not super chunky either where it's kind of scary to put by your eye. And I'm just kind of tapping it onto a pencil brush and then dispersing it in my inner corner. I kind of dragged it down a little bit, kind of to look like glitter tears, but you don't really have to do that. For highlight, I'm using the Becca Opal highlighter. I'm using it almost like a blush as well because this one is a little bit darker. It's like a peachy pink tone that kind of turns a little blush-like on my fair skin. And then for lips, I used a liquid matte lipstick from Dose of Colors in the color Truffle. Super pretty, super, super, super pigmented. Love those. And then to set everything, I'm using L'Oreal's Makeup Infallible Setting Spray. So that is the final look, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something from this video. And this is one of my favorite looks I've done on my channel. It's super, super glam and really easy to do, as you can see. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe or follow me on Instagram, Nikki Sunshine with 3 E's at the end. Love you guys. Bye.